broadcast show, and the stuff that's on air becomes the off air, and the off air becomes the on air,
Right.
and then all three of us are looking for work. These are great, great guys, and we love Casper. He's been with us before. He's trying to unseat Diana DeGette. Casper Stockham was with us, and he brought into town Elbert Guillory, who was from Louisiana, and he's an old guy like me, and telling stories about growing up and how things were. Now, on Saturday night, December the 19th, that's this coming Saturday night,
Yes.
there's a Freedom Gala. Talk about it, because it is
Yes.
it is another.
Luckii Productions.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I'm gonna start bringing them in our deals, man. I really am.
No, it's gonna
yeah.
it's gonna be a fantastic event. Of course, Elbert will be there. William Owens will also be
Sure.
there speaking, and I'll be there. We're gonna have some fun. We got dinner. We have music. We've got prizes we're giving away. We got a mock debate. So we're gonna do a mock debate. We wanted to get you as a moderator, but you're busy.
Yeah, I got something. Well, I got family stuff going
You
on.
got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So Larry Stevenson is going to be one of the moderators,
Cool.
and then Chris Cook, she's also
Sure.
a radio personality.
Sure.
And we're going to have myself playing Dr. Carson. We've got somebody playing Hillary. We've got a guy playing Donald Trump and a guy playing Bernie Sanders.
Damn. Oh man.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a whole lot of
Who's
fun.
playing Bernie?
I got to pay the guy to play Bernie and the guy to play Donald Trump. These guys are professional.
So they're
people.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bernie.
Yeah, it's going to be hilarious. So I have tickets in my hand. So as
Oh.
we're on the trail out there today and
Yeah.
tomorrow, I have tickets. If they get the tickets from me at one of our events, they're going to be less than if they go online and get them. So we want them to get those from me as they see us out there on the trail.
And Chris Cook's great. So you're,
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, she's really good. And
Yeah.
Larry, of course, is our guy.
Mhm.
Bernie, man. I think, you know,
It's going to be filmed, so you'll be able to.
I want to see that one. Well, we were talking off air, and Elbert Guillory is here, and he's grew up in Louisiana. We're telling stories about stuff on and off the air. Move really close to the mic, if you would. Again, we drifted back. When somebody asks you, when some kid asks you about you as a kid in Louisiana, we're talking about the Longs and talking about the local sheriff ran prostitution, and nobody got out of line, and I mean that was a hard time. What do you say to people? Because you've been through law school now, you've accomplished so many great things. What do you say to people about that time?
It was a difficult time. It was a necessary time for America to go through. America needed to make some changes, and America made those changes, and it made America much greater than America had been before.
You were talking about your president being Nixon. Everybody has a favorite American president. If you were raised in such an environment, how did you become a conservative?
I looked around. I looked around and saw all the stuff that's not working for my community.
What's not working?
Employment, for example. This present administration spends trillions of dollars building roads and bridges, public works projects, infrastructure in other countries, while ours crumble.
Oh, absolutely.
And if that money was spent here, we'd have so many more jobs, so many more people would be supporting their families and would not have to be sitting around on the government dole. No one can buy a new car on the government, on welfare. No one can buy a home. No one can send their kids to college.
When did it all start? When did it all start to happen? I mean, you and I, being old guys, you know, I look back on some times and see, well, this happened and that happened. What happened?
I really think that LBJ and the mid-50s, mid-60s, that his approach, and this is what he said, he was going to give our community just enough to keep them voting.
He's really on the record saying that.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I truly said.
If you go to my YouTube, you'll find Elbert Guillory.
No, absolutely.
There's a video of it right there.
No, he said it. No, I know he did. But you know, it was interesting. We're talking about the people that write about that time period, and you know, African American historians that write about that say, you know, be careful here, because when black men and women literally were on their own, they were on. Well, recently, a guy passed away. He was a great guy. He's come to the radio show, and he started that Western Museum for it was about the black experience in the West. The guy was onto all of it. He really was onto it and said, "Hey, just wait a minute, you know."
Yeah. You know, to me, Peter, one of the most racist things someone can tell me is that you as a white guy can go down and get a ID and vote, but I don't know how to do that as a white
Yeah, I think that too. What do you mean? You can't do that.
Come on now.
It's racist not
Yeah.
to want a voter ID with a picture on it.
Yeah, yeah,
No, I know it's crippling, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely. I get in arguments all the time about that.
Yeah. There's a theory that white liberals don't think that black men and women can take care of themselves.
They don't. They
You
trust me. The young ones, old ones, doesn't matter. You know, we have been beat down so much. They feel we've been beat down so much that there's no way we can actually do anything for ourselves anymore. So
Yeah,
they
but
need,
I mean,
so they need to help us,
Yeah, exactly.
but not with their money, with your money.
Yeah, but that's really the theory. Sir, you lived it. Yeah, no, that's right.
Absolutely
I always
true.
run out of somebody else's money. But you believe that as well?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
When you were a kid, though, I mean, in that time period, you were telling me when you met the white guys that came down to get into the fight, get into the struggle.
Yes. Excellent,
But see,
excellent
yeah.
experience
Yeah.
to know that there were
I was gonna ask you how you felt the first time you saw this white guy who wanted to help you.
suspicious.
Wow.
What are they doing here?
And that's-
What's going on?
That's real.
And as I
Wow.
got to know and
Wow.
talk with,
Wow.
I really understood. I mean, these guys were more at risk than I was, and that was a lot of at risk.
But to
he
me-
was a bigger target than I was.
Absolutely, but to me, the difference between those folks that came down to support the civil rights movement and the
Now we're talking 60, 61,
Right,
it was
right,
tough.
right.
Yeah.
But the difference between those folks and the liberals today, see, the liberals today look at me as unequal. Those people that came down, they wanted to be side by side with
That's
us,
true.
fighting in the struggle,
Yeah.
trying to
You
make
got-
it
The
happen.
guys just shook hands. We know we gotta get somebody to take a picture of everybody, put it up on the website for everybody to see.
Yeah.
But that's honest. I mean, I do think, and I've read plenty of people who critique it, and they say, well, this white lib, or her, doesn't think that you two men who are extremely bright and very,
Yeah.
you can't take care
You
of
know,
yourself.
Don't
I
forget
always
me,
go back to
Peter.
what Frederick Douglass said hundreds of years ago, whatever, when he was asked what should be done about the Negro, and he said nothing.
No, they said nothing. That's right, nothing.
Nothing.
Let everybody alone.
Yeah.
Segregated education is a perfect example. Today, more than half of America's schools are poorly performing.
Yeah.
Most of those are in minority neighborhoods. I went to a 2-room school that had 6 grades in it, out in the country,
I've read that as well.
segregated,
I've read that as well.
and that school produced more doctors, lawyers.
I've read that. I've read that as bad as it was better. That's hard to say because it comes out like backwards, but,
Yeah.
but you look at dropout rates that are so significant now that very, very few tragic young black men graduate from high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
You know,
correct.
and that's a horrible thing, everybody says, but if somebody said, if you looked at 1948, after the Second World War, the dropout rate was insignificant.
And the reading rate, I mean,
Yeah,
now,
literacy rates, yeah.
people, we have about 15–16% of people who are reading at grade level.
Yeah, no, I've seen that.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
How can we compete on the world market when we can't read or write or compete?
I got a loaded question, but I think I know the answer. Are you a reader?
Yes.
Yeah, see?
That's why I was trying to get that book when I was a
No, I'm hip, because I know you're a reader, because we've talked about, Walter Chrysler said, a great line, he said, send me readers.
Yeah.
And, I love this story, because my mom, that's what we did in the summer, because my dad, people talk about vacations.
Yeah.
We have a running joke, and people say, where'd you go on vacation? I said, went to grandma's. Where'd you go on vacation? Grandma's.
Yes.
I went to my grandma's house. She had a TV.
Right.
I was over big.
We didn't have television at that time.
My dad didn't have a TV, but
We
my
had
grandma
one.
had one.
We had one.
My grandma had one.
Yeah.
And that's where I learned to love
And one
wrestling.
phone.
Pro wrestling.
And one phone with a long
The
cord.
cord.
A long cord.
And it was all tangled.
We had radio and books. I mean, that was it.
Yeah, radio's huge. Yeah, radio's. And it really cool when the first hip show that I was on that had some stroke was with my mentor, Bob. It was country music. And we did the remotes. And this is, I swear to God, true stuff. And you meet, African American people come and they were listening to country music. And I was astounded by that.
Charlie Pride.
Country Charlie. But it was like, and I said, you like country? Because I never thought black people like country music. They said, I grew up in Faraday, Louisiana.
Yeah.
They said there was one station, the black station.
Right.
They said, it played country.
Yeah.
And they like country music, because that's, when later, of course, when those guys built all those really great black stations, in the South, and James Brown gets radio stations and stuff, but.
And they were proud of waving the Confederate flag at the same time.
Yeah, all this crazy stuff that was going on in the 40s, and
Yeah.
I don't know, man, it was nuts. Sit still. The guy, we just took pictures, and we'll get Mr. C to put them up on the website of our guest. Let's talk about alcohol and alcohol treatment as alcoholic and the disease of